Unmuting my mic might help, right? Good morning, kids. How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing well after this amazing debate that happened last night. I hope you were able to get some rest after that excitement. I got my coffee. I hope you have yours. Oh boy, that's what's been dominating the news. All the fake news spin on the debate. That's really what's been happening and overnight until now. Morning, Meave. Welcome to Bitwave. Oh, I mean, not welcome to Bitwave. I mean, welcome to the stream. I haven't had my coffee yet, so bear with me. And I just realized instead of 2 teaspoons, I put in like 2 tablespoons of coffee and sugar. So either I'm gonna pull a Nadler on myself, or this is gonna be a hell of a stream. Yeah, the Flynn trial. Well, the Flynn trial will eventually end. And I actually think that the longer it goes on, the more it exposes how shitty this whole political theater is. Oh, yes, mate. Great to be alive in 2020. Yes, you can never have enough coffee. I agree. But hey, before we start, I gotta do my usual greet of all the folks that are on the different platforms that I'm streaming on. Hey, hello to everybody, as I already said hello to people here on Bitwave. Hello to Bitwave, hello to YouTube, Periscope, DLive, Twitch, and Float.app. I did say Periscope. Honestly, like I'm looking at all the trends this morning. There's really not a lot that's just a continuation of last night's debate. There is some new crap out there. And Float, yes indeed, I am on Float. In fact, I have that up here so I can make sure I pay attention to the chat as well, because I kind of have a bad habit of not doing that. It's a bad habit. Definitely a bad habit. But, oh, wait, one thing I need to... Yes, okay. Just want to make sure I'm not muted in Discord so the little glowy circle lights up when I talk so people can at least see that I'm doing something here. So, another thing that's brand new to me was that Restream gives you a restricted number of characters now in your video descriptions. Before it used to be much larger, now it's down to 900. No idea, so I had to do some cuts in my description, apparently. Go figure. I don't think the description in my video is correct on Float. Hold on, let me refresh. Nope, that's not correct. What's going on here? Let's see if I can fix this live on the air. I don't know if I will be able to, but worth a shot at least. I don't know what's going on. That's weird. Hit save. There we go. Okay. How peculiar. But anyways, here we are. We're gonna talk a little bit about some more of the debate that happened last night. For anybody that lived under a rock. Oh, really? The next hearing is on the 5th for Flynn? That's interesting. And there's an API for Float? I didn't realize that there was. Very interesting as well. That's cool. Who wants PM ScoMo debating again? I don't know. You live under a rock, Alt-Reich? Well, for people like yourself and for those that were not aware, yesterday there was the... You're a victim. Yesterday there was the first presidential debate. The first of, 3 total debates, 2 presidential, 1 vice presidential. And, hold on, let me move my mic a little closer here to my mouth. There we go. So I don't have to enunciate as much. I can be more ASMR. So basically, it has the same API as Bitwave. No kidding. Really? It's the undocumented hit F12 on your browser API. Gotcha. Okay. Understood. Thank you, Mark Pugner. I think. What? My audio doesn't sound like shit for once? Yeah. Well, I do what I can every once in a while. Sometimes when the planets align, things work out. So, no, basically the debate happened last night, and it was a shit show. It was pretty bad all around in terms of Chris Wallace, Biden's performance. Trump went in swinging, and he just was pummeling the whole time. Some may view that as a positive, some may view that as a negative. I don't necessarily view that as a negative per se, but I do, as I mentioned last night, I do wish that there were some times that Biden was hanging himself, and Trump would kind of kick in and do his thing, which it's Trump, it's fine. But I wish that sometimes he would just step back, give Biden the rope to keep hanging himself, because Biden really did not perform well last night. And who's hotter, Melania Trump or Joe Biden? You have to ask that? I think it's pretty obvious who's hotter. I'm not even going to answer that because it's too obvious to me. But anyways, going back to what we were talking about here. So there's a couple things that I wanted to address post debate, because no. Finally a stream, I know, right? Hey, Hans Gowilla. Jill is dyed blonde, very wrinkly. That, Troll 54v6, that's kind of part of what was attacked. It was getting under Biden's skin, and he succeeded. Oh, thank you, Hans Gowilla. I'm glad I have a biggest fan. I hadn't had one yet. I thought Hetero Alpha God was my biggest fan. there's gonna be a competition between you guys now. No, but that was in effect by Trump's tactic, was to come out swinging, get under Biden's skin, get Biden to mumble and bumble over himself. And he succeeded at that, because he did get under Joe's skin. Joe did get riled up. And this is some of the few things, that I wanted to talk about now post debate, that I have a couple of, I had to sleep on. I had the chance to sleep on it. I had hours to think about it. I still think that Trump outperformed Biden after going through it. Hey, Zero. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I still think Trump outperformed Biden, and here's why. All these things that the media had to do now to spin, if you look at the Twitter trends, the spin is amazing. It really is. Gonna take a sip. Try to take a sip of my coffee. Might be a little hot. Stand by. Not bad. So, oh yeah, please, you can dump headlines. That's fine. Oh gosh, Twitter has been an implosion right now. Everybody is losing their minds because they're spitting so hard. They're probably creating just a gravitational pull at this point. For example, one of the big spins, one of the big things that they're trending on Twitter is the "shut up man." Joe Biden defends son against Trump's sexual abuse. Are you serious? Is that an actual headline? Oh no, milk and coffee. Okay, I have no problem with milk and coffee, but you definitely only have to put a small amount. The point of milk and coffee is to give it a dash of milk, in my opinion. If you put more than like maybe a couple tablespoons, you just went too far. This is a serious topic. We have to address this. I can't continue the stream until we address this. Oh gosh, yeah, the debate was clear elder abuse, I think. I think so too. It was brutal. You know, cream or milk is a good question. Yes, milk is supposed to give it a little bit of flavor, a little bit of color. I like either, to be honest with you. The only thing for me is I'd rather do whole milk or cream. You know, that's the funny thing. You know, he didn't even say he didn't believe in climate change. He said that there's a lot of factors that contributed to it, which is basically what the conservative stance on climate change is. But we'll get to that. So that was the first thing. I don't want to hear anybody talk about presidential behavior. I don't want to hear anybody talk about decorum. I don't want to hear about anybody talk about Trump's language from now on. This is the first debate in history that, of my knowledge, that someone was called a clown on stage, that someone was told to shut up on stage. Biden's behavior was disgusting, and if people hold Trump's feet to the fire about his language, then they have to hold Biden equally to the fire. You can't say that Trump is not acting presidential when you have someone calling people clowns on stage, and you have people saying to people on the debate stage to shut up. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what political party you belong to. I don't care if you support Trump. I don't care if you don't support Trump. I don't care if you support Biden, and I don't care if you don't support Biden. The whole claim of decorum, last night, Biden has destroyed that claim of decorum. Period. Done. Yeah, Politico, Real Clear Politics, New York Magazine, they're so biased. The news is such fake news. Joe didn't outline anything. All he said was that his plans were better, but he never really got into the details of any of his plans. Yeah. So I don't want to hear anybody talk. I don't want to hear anybody talk about decorum anymore when it comes to Trump. If you have a problem with Trump, you cannot bring up anything that his way of speaking anymore. Real Clear Politics is not extremely left, but Real Clear Politics does have a contributors that are very leftist. That's what I see. So basically, that is one thing. You can't come to me about Trump's way of speaking anymore. Period. The other thing was about white supremacy. Now, I want to address this for a moment because this is something that's been Trump has been accused of this for quite a while. And it's absolute nonsense because he has explicitly on multiple occasions condemned white supremacists, the Ku Klux Klan, and people involved with those organizations. And he did say to Chris Wallace that he was willing to condemn white supremacists. He had no problem with it. During the debate, he said that. He also, Chris Wallace didn't give him a specific name because Trump said, Chris Wallace said, would you condemn a white supremacist group? And Trump said, which one? And Chris Wallace didn't give him an answer. So Trump volunteered the Proud Boys and said, yeah. He says, I condemn them. He said, don't do anything, back off, whatever. Who do you want me to denounce? Yeah, that's what he said. And he was willing to denounce anybody. And he already said that before. He's condemned those groups before, just like that whole hoax and lie that Biden keeps pushing. Well, Chris brought up the Proud Boys before, and then he said, will you condemn white supremacist groups or white supremacy? So, well, yeah, that's the other problem, is that the litmus test is if you're not actively anti-white, you're a white supremacist group. Abyss Boys, that's right. Let's start our own group. It's not a white supremacist group, but it's a group for logic, and it's kind of like the Vulcans. We do logic, we do rationalization. We don't radicalize, we rationalize. No, but this whole thing, white supremacy thing, saying like the news is saying that he didn't condemn white supremacy, bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Trump condemned white supremacists before. He's condemned the Ku Klux Klan before. Abyss Boy's gonna beat bitches with facts and logic. That's right. He already condemned my group? Damn it. Dang it. That didn't last very long, did it? Well, it was great while it lasted. Fantastic. Anyways. That was short-lived. It was a brief but noble life. No, but anyways, the point is this. Trump has already condemned these groups more than once. Yeah, it was a trick question. Yes, girls can join the Abyss Boys. Absolutely. And AIs and smalls. We accept smalls. We accept AIs. No. We just proud Americans, that's all. Proud Americans, proud of America, patriots. Did someone say what? Uh-oh. Did the FBI come in? We all boys now. That's the other bullshit thing. Okay, that's the other thing. Thank you, yeah, for bringing that up. This whole Antifa is an idea, not a group thing. That is another whole crock of malarkey right there, okay? It's kind of like the Boy Scouts, but with no molesting of kids. That is something we don't do. It was started without me. I didn't start it. Abyss Boys is a group. It's an idea. Yes, sir. The only thing with the Abyss Boys is, or the Abyss Gang, is that we don't give money. We don't have a UBI. So sorry. There's no money involved in this whole project. We're by definition poor. No, nothing gay here. No, no gay groups. But anyways, the point is, do we have to name 5 cereals? What? It is interesting, but it's also very skewed. I've been looking at some international news talking about it, and it's very clear to me. It's very clear to me that countries outside of the US really really have no idea what they're talking about. Oh, really, Eve? I didn't know that was there was serial things related to the Proud Boys. No clue. I don't really know much about the Proud Boys. All I know that Gavin McInnes was involved in it at the beginning. Then he kind of distanced himself away from it because there was some controversy with some people in there. Some people have labeled it as a white supremacist group. I don't know all the details, so I can't say one thing or the other. No, I'm just going to own the libs alt-right. If I'm going to own libs, it's going to be through verbal gymnastics, logic, and reasoning. No butt plugs are going to be involved in that, no. Will Abyss distance himself from chat in a year? I don't know. Depends on the direction chat goes. Well, did they really do Gavin's bidding? Did he actually direct them to do stuff and then he let them rot in jail? The media does label everything white supremacist. That is true. If you're just slightly conservative, like I've had people on Twitter call me racist. Logic and reason, you absolute man. I know, right? No, but the media does do that. The media does that. Oh, Biden offered it up, yeah. In a clown world could get you killed, absolutely. And we live in a clown world for sure. No, but the point is that before my stream gets way too derailed here. The point is that Trump has condemned these groups before, especially the Ku Klux Klan, white supremacists, in the North Carolina thing that was brought up again by Biden, and Biden again lied about it. There's so many things that Biden lied about in that debate. It's insane. If you stare into the abyss stares back at you. That's right. Oh, stop that, Obscurian Groper. I never said that. And I never said... People have called me racist, yeah. Only because, like, I had one debate. This was years and years and years ago. I told someone everybody's equal. Nobody's superior, nobody's inferior. Everybody is equal. And somehow that made me racist. Go figure. But anyways. Yeah, this whole argument that Trump is mean. Have people listened to what Pelosi has said in these past 3-4 years? And the media? And Schumer? And AOC and all the Democrats? This whole concept of Trump being somehow meaner or has less decorum than other people, or just not be an appropriate person in his way of relaying information. It's absolute bullshit. And this debate clearly showed that. Biden was no better. In fact, I would even argue Biden was worse, because Trump actually, believe it or not, did very little ad hominems, in the sense that he was attacking Biden's record. He was attacking what he did as vice president, and he was attacking what he did as a senator. He didn't just come out calling Biden a moron. So only on one or two occasions did Trump actually retort with an insult, which was after Biden called Trump a liar. That's when Trump retorted, said, "I'm the liar, you're the liar." So once he got hit, he hit back. And that is one thing that a lot of conservatives like myself have noticed about Trump, that he does hit back. If you attack him, he will attack you. And it doesn't matter if you're black or white. It doesn't matter if you're a male or female. He's an equal opportunity punch backer, so to speak. Oh, Comey's testifying? That moron? Yeah. In the Vegeta voice, send them to another dimension. I don't know. I don't know what Vegeta's voice sound like, so I can't mimic it. But anyways, the point the point is that the news has been spinning wild on this whole thing. They've been going crazy trying to make Biden look good. Chris Wallace was the other thing I wanted to discuss. I talked about this last night. Chris Wallace did a terrible job. Chris Wallace should be ashamed of himself. Chris Wallace apparently interrupted Trump like over 70 times. And only interrupted Biden like maybe, I think, 15 times. You had Chris Wallace actually getting into the debate and debating Trump. You also had questions that the premise of these questions were clearly opinionated and were clearly biased. This is the biggest problem that I have with these moderators in general. It's not even so much that they debate the candidate. It's not so much even that they interrupt the candidate. If you guys can get that for me, I can try and play it. You're trying to get another paraphrase? Paraphrase for what? Are you trying to clip like me saying stuff and put it together? What? What are you doing? Really? Rachel Maddow was criticizing Chris Wallace? See, a lot of the left have been criticizing him. I saw that on Twitter as well. Yeah, there's a lot of people that even on the left were saying they weren't happy with Chris Wallace. I'm not sure why. I mean, he pretty much helped Biden. He helped Biden a lot, actually. He helped Biden a great deal. He defended Biden. Every time Biden was hanging on a question that he didn't want to answer, or he got cornered, Chris Wallace would go, next segment. We're done with this segment. Oh, you're saying blown as an oral sex. I see. No, but I did see, yeah, of course, Rachel Maddow is going to say that he did a fantastic job. A lot of people on the left are going to say that they liked Chris Wallace. The other thing, though, you can start and stop anywhere in a quote, but you can't create false quotes. Gotcha. Abyss Kaczynski? Yeah, what Chris Wallace did was a very, very underhanded tactic, actually. There were moments like with the whole Law and Order question, for example, and that Biden was just hanging there, lost. He couldn't answer Trump saying, give me one organization that supports you, a Law and Order organization, just one, name one. And Biden was like, oh. Chris Wallace was like, oh, we're done with this, and he just moved on. The other thing that I found incredibly disgusting of not only Chris Wallace, but let's put Chris Wallace aside for the moment. Let's look at Biden for a moment. When Trump was legitimately arguing about Hunter Biden, that is when Chris Wallace would jump in constantly to interrupt Trump about Hunter Biden. Yeah, Wallace was jumping in, trying to cut off Trump from asking about Hunter Biden. What interest would Chris Wallace have in protecting Hunter Biden? Tell me. I would love to know that. And on top of that, then you had Biden not only ignore that whole thing, he just completely wouldn't even answer to it, saying it was debunked when that is absolutely not true. There is nothing debunked about the $3.5 million that Hunter received from a Russian mayor's wife. Okay? Nothing at all that's debunked about that. It's not discredited in the least. So that is just absolute lies and bullshit from the side of Biden. And anybody that, I mean, this isn't even a matter of politics. This is a matter of just truth. And if people want to talk about decorum, Biden has used his dead son Beau. And for the record, okay, before I say what I'm gonna say, I want to make one thing clear. I respect the veterans that have served this country. I thank them for their service. People who have passed away in the line of duty, I salute them. I commend them. I hold them in very high regard. So I'm not criticizing Beau here. I'm not trying to shit on Biden's son here or his service. All I'm saying, though, is that Biden himself, though, Joe, has used his dead son as a shield on many an occasion. Okay? He has used his son as a shield whenever he gets criticized for his warmongering. I find that disgusting. That when you use a dead loved one as a shield to protect yourself from criticisms, or when you use a dead loved one to gain sympathy and empathy from people, I find that utterly disgusting. Utterly disgusting. And the fact that he does this regularly and nobody has ever called him out on this, to me, is just disgusting and gross. People should not. This is the same kind of exact thing that Piers Morgan did when he was trying to use basically the bodies of dead children to prop up a political argument. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think that's appropriate at all. And worst of all was this. Beau had nothing to do with the discussion at hand. Nothing to do with the discussion at hand, because the whole thing about Trump saying bad things to the military was absolutely false and discredited. If we're talking about discredited news items, that is false and discredited. Okay? The next debate is going to be October 7th, Wednesday. Yeah, I know. Your own father just doesn't acknowledge your existence and goes to your other son. You know, if I was Hunter, I would have been like, Dad, you're not helping. That's really not good. It's just, you know, as someone, I've experienced loss in my life. Okay, I'm gonna delve a little bit into the abyss here and let you know a little bit about me, but I'm not gonna go into too much detail. I have experienced loss, a lot of loss in my life, and I would never, ever think about using that to elicit sympathy or to use that to protect myself from criticisms. Or if someone's criticizing a family member, I would bring up a dead one to try and mask over the criticisms of a family member. Never have I ever done that. I have never thought about doing that. It's not even something that not even a single neuron in my brain has fired with that thought. Well, that's what politicians do a lot, though. Politicians always do an appeal to emotion. In fact, Biden tried to do that on several occasions, and that was the one thing that I actually gave him credit for last night, because he is very well versed at that. I don't like that tactic. I don't think it's a nice tactic. I think it's very manipulative. I think it's also disgusting, but I have to give him credit for the fact that he is very well versed in that. He is very well versed in that, and he is able to pull those appeals to emotion very seamlessly. Damn you, Zero. Damn you, Zero. Somehow I knew that was gonna happen. Touche. That's a very good one. You got me on that one. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good one. But okay. He tugs heartstrings as if they were the hairs of a young girl. Yes, thank you, Zero. I appreciate that quote. Yeah, so that's the biggest issue that I have, honestly, with the whole debate is, and that's what I mean about, if people want to criticize Trump about his decorum and his language and his way of speaking, I'm sorry, you just lost every bit of argument thanks to Biden. I'm done with that. Anybody wants to bring that up, all I'm gonna say from now on is, first Trump-Biden debate. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. There's just no argument anymore. The left has gone bananas. They've been really disgusting for the past 3 years, and I'm not gonna entertain that argument anymore, because so many people, when I debate about like with neighbors and other people that I talk to, because for the first time in my life, my neighbors are bothering me about politics now. And they don't even know my politics. Like, I don't advertise my politics with my neighbors because I don't want to, okay? They come up to me and they're talking about politics, and they're talking about, oh, the way he talks, the way he talks, the way he acts, the way he talks. Do you think that's presidential? You know what? I don't care. I don't care anymore. That is not a point of contention anymore. So you can take that and just shove it up wherever you want to shove it up, because it's not going to be something I'm going to entertain anymore as a point of debate. Anybody that brings that up, fair warning, don't even. But let's go to the Antifa thing. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. That Antifa is an idea and not an organization. Gee, okay, well, how about the guy that shut up all the Republicans saying that he's Antifa? Or, can you please take down the Nazi flag, Abyss? My neighbors keep complaining about politics. Yeah. You know, that flag out there, I guess, elicits some response. No, I'm kidding. I don't have any flags outside. I didn't witness it myself, but I did hear about a quasi fight that almost started in my neighborhood over politics. It was wildly entertaining. So, this whole Antifa thing, Megyn Kelly is trending because of that, because she quoted the tweet and said that Trump's response, you know, she gave the point to Trump on that one, and everybody's criticizing Megyn Kelly because, of course, they're going to criticize Megyn Kelly. I don't really care about Megyn Kelly. I think that she's not that great of a journalist when she was on Fox News. I don't think she was that great of a TV personality when she was on, what was it, ABC? So Antifa is an organization. They have chapters in different cities. They have branding. They have money that's getting poured into them for protest. They go around with gear and signs that cost money that has to be sourced from somewhere. Okay? They do little training videos. Not training videos, but they do little there's videos of them doing little training things out into the forest. Training to punch Nazis in the face and things of that nature. You have had people that have shot at ICE. You have had people that have shot at Republicans. You have all the riots and everything that happened in Chaz. That's Antifa. Okay? So Biden, and this is something I addressed last night too, saying that Antifa is just an idea. This is the exact pattern. This is the exact pattern of what happened with ISIS. Biden and Obama did not take ISIS seriously. They ignored it. They didn't look at it for what it was because of political reasons. And this is the result. Antifa started under Obama. Okay, Antifa came around when Obama was around because they were trying to prevent free speech from happening on campuses. They were trying to prevent Milo Yiannopoulos, Michelle Malkin, Ben Shapiro, these people from showing up on campuses and doing talks. Yeah, burning down CVS's and auto zones is a quote idea. So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to even suggest that it's just an idea and not an actual full-fledged organization. They're on Twitter talking about what they're doing and their plans. It was originally called BAM. Yes, by any means necessary. That is right. They started as that, and then they morphed into what they are now with Antifa. It is a domestic terrorist organization. This should have been nipped in the bud at the very beginning, but the Obama administration ignored it. The Obama administration ignored it like they ignored ISIS. No, the soldiers deployed on D-Day were real anti-fascists. These are LARPers. These are LARPers that pretend they're anti-fascists when they are indeed the brown shirts. This is that sketch. Have you seen that sketch on YouTube where there's these guys in military uniforms and they're like, "Do you think we're the baddies?" And they have like flagon with a skull on it and like little skull marks, and they're all like Nazis and everything like that. And they're like, the one guy's talking to the other guy, goes, "Do you think we're the baddies?" Yeah, you're the baddies. All right. So I have not seen the Murdoch take on it. I don't really watch much of Murdoch. Some of it's pretty funny, some of it's kind of weird to me. Want to become famous by followers, primes, and views on bigfollows.com. Does Twitch really allow this crap on their platform? I just got this in my chat. I got spam in my chat. Good lord. Come on, Twitch. Get on it. Get rid of these morons. I'm trying to do a stream here. I can't have spam being chatted in my chat during the stream. Good lord. We're witnessing Kristallnacht and the press refuses to acknowledge it. Yeah! Essentially. Well, they are different. Yeah, BLM and Antifa are different. They have different. They started for different reasons. Showing Bitwave chat on screen while streaming Twitch isn't a good idea. Well, you know, at one point I didn't show any chat. At this point, I really don't care. I mean, if Twitch wants to ban me, so be it. I don't care. If YouTube wants to ban me, so be it. I don't care. I'm just gonna keep streaming. I'm gonna find different platforms to stream on, and if they want to be morons, then whatever, you know. So far, I haven't gotten a lot of views on Twitch, and so far nobody's reporting me, and nobody sees what I'm doing, it seems. So, yeah, I'm not banned yet. No. All right, Newtwo. Breakfast in the oven. What's for breakfast that you need to put it in the oven, sir? That sounds interesting. Excuse me. Ooh, I took a big gulp there. Ooh. That sounds very interesting that you gotta put breakfast in the oven. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that you're Jewy. Chicken. Oh, that sounds good. A chicken melt? Oh man. That does sound good, Jewy. Oh man. That sounds pretty tasty. Well, in fact, yeah. I mean, I get the most views on Bitwave. I get the most interaction on Bitwave. That's why, you know, when I chat, I always look at Bitwave chat primarily before any other platform. To be honest with you, Bitwave is my primary platform because that's where I started and that's the place where I've gotten the most follows. I go on the other stuff because I want to try and grow those, but it's been very difficult, honestly. It's more, why have you been up all night, man? Sleep is a good thing, trust me. I've gotten to the point where I need to sleep. I can't ignore sleep for extended periods of time. But anyways, let's check out if there's anything else on the news to talk about. In the trends here. Let's see. Yeah, and Politico and Mother Jones. Look at this is just bullshit. So, Politico and Mother Jones are saying that the U.S. intelligence releases Russian disinformation on Hillary Clinton. Are you joking? Are you joking? She was one of the primary architects in this whole Russian hoax thing, and they're trying to claim that it's Russian disinformation. Obama knew. Biden knew. And Trump, that was to me the best part of the whole debate last night when Trump called out Biden for his involvement in spying on his campaign and doing the whole and doing all that coup and all that stuff. That was to me the best part of the whole debate. Did you see Biden's face when Trump was calling him out and the Obama administration out on that? Saying what they were doing in terms of a peaceful transition of power. Trump was absolutely right on that. That to me was the highlight of the whole debate. That there was no peaceful transition of power. There was not. They were absolutely not. And anybody that claims otherwise, you really haven't been paying attention. Okay. And people are criticizing Trump as well for one final thing. I'm going to talk about this as well. People are criticizing Trump for saying that he's not going to commit to waiting for the independent certification. If there is evidence of fraud, I don't see why someone should accept the result just blindly. If the result is legitimate, and this is the one thing that this is kind of what I mean when I talk about Trump and his way of delivering certain things. I wish that he would say certain things in a slightly different way. Because I get what he's saying. I get what Trump is trying to say. I get the message that he's trying to say. I just think that because of the way he says it, the press can jump on it and twist it in a certain way. So this is what I mean about this sort of thing specifically. For example, any reasonable person, you talk to any reasonable person, if there is some sort of contest and there is doubt to whether the outcome of the contest is legitimate, they would say, well, even if someone certifies that this is indeed the outcome, if there is doubt to that, if there is some challenge that needs to be made to that, if the results have been skewed in if there's evidence of fraud, if there's evidence of baloney, then any reasonable person should say, you know what? I want to look into this just to make sure that even if this third party certifies it, I want to make sure that this is correct because because of the way things have been going, especially in politics, in these past 3-4 years, you can't trust the media. You can't trust polling stations where they kick out poll watchers in Pennsylvania, for example. That happened. Yet nobody wants to bat an eye about that. That's concerning that poll watchers get kicked out of a polling station. Why? What do they have to hide? Oh, and this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing I wanted to talk about. I almost forgot about this. There's evidence that Biden was wearing a wire. Did you see that, guys? Let me see if I can bring that up here. Because this is some pretty amazing and egregious shit right here. Hold up. Let me see what I can do. Hold up. This is something I do want to put on screen. Hold on. This is going to take a couple seconds because I don't want to boomer up the entire stream. Even though there's always a good chance of that happening. Nope. See, the one time I want my browser window, I actually go to window, to like a capture window. No. Hold on here, let's see. All right. Here we go, check this out. You see that? You see that? I'm gonna play it again. Look at that. Check this out. Now, I'm going to be fair. Could it be a thread from his jacket? Could it be something like that? I don't know. I'm gonna give Joe Biden and his team the benefit of the doubt for the moment because there's no explanation as to what this could possibly be. This seems highly suspect, though. Does it not? That's a very long thread if it's a thread from a jacket. That, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll leave it up to chat to interpret that one. Okay? This is amazing to me. You noticed that, DSP? I didn't. Yeah, they're gonna say it's probably a hearing aid or something like that. Hey, Mom Patch! Welcome to the stream. Hope you have your coffee. And there were moments during the there were moments during the debate when it seemed like he was reading. He had this really concentrated look. It was very scripted. You know, I thought, to me, I said on my stream here last night, I said, hey, you know what? It looks like he's just reading something. I think that he needs to be, they need to be pressed on this. And the media needs to be held accountable for this. And if this is indeed the fact that he is wired somehow, this right there should disqualify him. So, if this is indeed in fact a wire, he should be disqualified. Oh, Zani, that's a shame. What exactly is low acid coffee? Like, is there like a particular brand that does that sort of thing? Yeah, pretty much, me. I mean, that's what he did anyways. Half of the debate was debating Chris Wallace because Chris Wallace did not understand what it means to be a moderator. The no handshaking thing was BS, yeah. No, I mean, for real, if this guy has a wire during a debate, the DNC needs to be disqualified. I was not aware that certain brands made like low acid type. That's interesting. So that's pretty interesting. No, but essentially, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that was my biggest concern about this whole debate. To be honest with you, the biggest concern that I had was the fact that they refused any sort of testing to show what drugs Biden could be on regarding any sort of dementia or anything like that. He should have gotten tested. And BS, I just saw something that's happening here in Twitter. They say that Biden did not refuse inspection for an earpiece ahead of debate, his campaign team says. Bull crap. Then why didn't he do it? Oh, and now they're claiming that he didn't even ask for breaks. What garbage. What absolute nonsense. What absolute garbage. Give me a break. They're denying claims that he asked for breaks and he was wearing an earpiece. And to be inspected. Okay, then why didn't they inspect? If he didn't refuse it, why didn't they inspect? Who inspected it? Tell me who inspected it then. Because if he didn't refuse it, then he should have gotten checked out. No, I haven't heard of anybody inspecting him for any sort of technology on him. I don't believe that for 1 minute. That his campaign is just lies too much. Yeah. No, I don't believe this for 1 minute. And he also refused. Yeah, and Biden. Another thing about Biden, he refused to condemn Antifa. He refused to say the term law and order. The guy is not. The guy's a joke. The guy's an absolute joke. It's sad, really. So I gotta kick on my fan here. My computer is running a little hot. So, yep, Biden does not want law and order. He wants law and some order. No, you know what Biden wants? He just wants law and order to apply to people that he wants to apply it to. That's basically what he said last night. He doesn't want law and order for everybody. He wants to use law and order to attack people like Trump. It was a dodge, though. That pivoting from law and order to justice was pretty much a dodge. Because he didn't really address the issue. And he was pretty much saying that he wants to use that to attack people. That's pretty much what he said. But it's highly suspicious to me that he had something that looks like a wire. It's highly suspicious of me that it took them after the debate to try and deny that he asked for breaks and that he... Like, this happened... Why would you deny that afterwards? That doesn't even make any sense. If these claims came about like 24 hours prior to the debate, and then afterwards is when they decide to try and deny this thing. That doesn't make any sense at all. His communications director is doing a very poor job if that's the case. But anyways. Basically, yeah, Zani, Trump really provoked both Chris Wallace and Biden into making complete asses of themselves. I agree with that. The spin on social media and the news is mind-boggling. It's like they watch a completely different debate. No, Biden is not going to finish his term. I doubt it. I doubt he will. Anyone who didn't actually watch the debate will walk away thinking Trump bad. Yeah, I agree. If you didn't watch the debate, you'll probably think that Trump did a terrible job. If you actually watched the debate, you may, if you try to be objective, okay? Like I said, Biden didn't crater, but he didn't do well. And Trump didn't KO, but Trump definitely came in swinging. He definitely slammed down a lot of the points, and he actually brought concrete facts and examples. He riled up Biden. He got Biden to make a complete fool of himself on many an occasion. He got Chris Wallace to make a fool of himself. Well, like I said, that's why I'm saying, Mom Patch, it wasn't a slam dunk for Trump. It wasn't a KO, but that's Trump's kind of operating procedure, though. In the primaries, in the first couple debates, it's a process for him. He starts out at like a base level, not bad, not terrible, and then his performance improves as time goes on. It happened with the primaries and with the Republicans. It happened with Hillary. So I think he should have just paced behind Biden. No, I guess they're following the whole social distancing stunt. Yeah, Trump was literally making Chris Wallace change topics because he was cornering Biden, and Chris Wallace was playing defense for Biden. That's basically what happened. And this has nothing to do even with politics. This has nothing to do with whether you support Trump or not. This is something that if you just observe the debate, you have to admit that this happened. He should have donned the mask and then paced behind. Haha, there you go, Maeve. No, I think that putting politics aside, excuse me, putting politics aside, I think that it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a slam dunk for Trump. He didn't KO Biden. He got several good hits in. Oh yes, Trump had way more energy. Yes, let's all Finkel think this debate like proper intellectualist statisticists. Kinda DSP. DSP official saying, honestly, Trump came off as a massive Chad to me, and Biden was a nerd who got stuffed in a trash can and rolled down the hill next to the school. Yeah, in a way, yes. Oh god, Joe Biden's in chat. Oh no! Hide the kids. No, I mean, if we like, I'm trying to be fair in the assessment here. I'm trying to not just be a Trump supporter when I'm going through this whole thing. I'm sure you did, Joe. I'm sure you did. No, but basically, I think that Biden did some pivots. I think Biden, some of his emotional appeals, like I said, I don't agree with the tactic, but he's very eloquent in doing these appeals to emotion. It's a very typical politician thing, and he's been doing it for 47 years, so he's very smooth when it comes to that sort of thing. Biden, in certain occasions, punched back. Most of the time, he got pummeled. So it really didn't go that well for Joe. But I will give him a couple points for not completely collapsing. At the same time, Trump decimated him on a lot of points, really got under his skin, made Biden look like a fool on many of occasions. And Wallace had to play defense for Biden. That's really what happened in this debate. That's why there's a lot of people, like even in Telemundo, 2/3 of the viewership thought that Trump won. Most people looking at this in a fair and balanced manner should say that Trump did better than Biden. Was this the best debate ever? I don't think so. Were there things that could have been done differently? Yes. Could Chris Wallace have done a way better job? Absolutely. Were there moments where even Trump could have done better and back off on certain occasions and let just Biden bumble all over himself? I think he should have. And Biden did a lot of lying. It was kind of a hot mess, yes. Do I really wear leather like in my profile? Which profile? Do you mean the Rorschach image that I used on the stream? Joe Biden really did not do himself any favors. I think this is the thing that what the biggest takeaway is this. Biden really did not do any favors. I mean, did not do himself any favors. That's the biggest takeaway for me. Trump was Trump. Nothing really changed for Trump. Biden, this was an opportunity actually for Biden, to be honest, because everybody knows Trump. Everybody knows what he's been for the last 4 years or so. In the last 4 years or so, everybody's known what he is, how he talks. There's nothing really new here. Biden instead has been arguing. Biden has been arguing that he's the decent alternative, that he's the decorum alternative. And Biden did nothing of that. Biden had an opportunity to show that he was indeed this bringer of decorum and this bringer of presidential behavior and this bringer of logic and this bringer of, all this kind of stuff that he claims that he does. So to me, it really reflects poorly on Biden. Because if you're going to come out and say, I'm going to bring decency back into the office, I'm going to bring, solutions to America, I'm going to do all this great stuff, and then you can't even elaborate on one single point. You can't even go into any single detail. You can't even say law and order. You can't even condemn a group that has been responsible for shooting at people? No, Joe Biden really didn't do himself any favors. I think if anything, he hurt himself more than anything. Yeah, and that's a good point, Illustrator. For 4 days or so, I think 4 or 5 days, they had a lid on his campaign. He basically shut down his campaign to prepare for that. And that's the best he could do. I mean, I don't know. If I was a Democrat, I'd be really scared about the results of the election right now, because if you look at that performance, and that was 4 or 5 days worth of preparation, that was not good. That was definitely not good. Like I said, this wasn't a KO and a slam dunk for Trump, but Trump at least came out as Trump, swinging, doing what he does. Trump didn't necessarily push people in his favor, but I think that Trump pretty much kept his base. He pretty much kept his points solid. He stayed on the attack. So I think that between the two, even though the debate overall, to me, like I said, it wasn't the best of debates in the world. I don't think it was a slam dunk for anybody. Trump definitely outperformed Biden, though. Touching yourself doesn't count. So that's really what it boils down to for me. And they're gonna continue to talk about this sort of thing. Oh yeah, speaking of climate change, that was one interesting thing that now AOC is going crazy. Stupid, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And did I mention she's stupid? So Biden actually said he doesn't support the Green New Deal. I'm sure that made her very happy. Which is also half bullshit, to be honest with you, because Bernie Sanders supports the Green New Deal. And Biden signed up with Bernie Sanders' whole platform, essentially, to try and keep the Bernie bros. Okay? So, the Biden's website says the exact opposite? Really? Let's see. Well, see, and that's what I'm talking about. Hold up. Let's see here. Biden believes the Green New Deal is a crucial framework for meeting the climate challenges we face. It powerfully captures two basic truths, which are at the core of his plan. Yeah, Biden is a godforsaken liar. He will say anything and everything during a campaign. The guy is a liar. Simple. Nothing more, nothing less. Absolute disgrace. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, I had to tweet something based off of that because this is the most ridiculous thing I've seen in my life. Yeah, but even if Trump stood on the stage and said all the stuff that his base wants him to say, that's it's a positive thing. And secondly, it's factual. It's not like he just made shit up like Biden did, saying that he doesn't agree with the Green New Deal when his website says so. Or that he still perpetuated that fine people hoax about North Carolina, which has been debunked over and over and over again if you just look at the freaking video. So I honestly don't care that he stood there and pandered to the base. Simple. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. Because that's what he should do, first of all. He should talk to his base, and he should talk about the facts, and he should talk about all the things that he's accomplished. That's what Trump should be doing anyways. Why would that be a negative thing? I don't think it's a negative thing. Why is that bad? You say that as if it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Every politician does that. Every politician is going to pander to their base. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with that at all. So that's what it boils down to for me. And this is going to dominate the news cycle for today. We're going to see what happens today, between today and tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be Thursday. So we're going to do our stream in the evening. And you know, while we're here and there's a pause here, I'm going to do some shameless self-promotion. So hey everybody, if you enjoyed the streams, if you enjoy the special live commentary, which I really didn't do a whole lot of commentary of the debate because I want people to hear the debate, and then we do like a pre and post commentary on it. Please consider contributing to the show here, help production values and things of that nature. You can donate at streamlabs.com/theeternalabyss. And if that's not something you're interested in, there's always the Ethereum address. I have a wallet there that if you want to donate some cryptocurrency, you can do that as well. Or you can just buy me a coffee at ko-fi/theeternalabyss. Of course, I gotta say the show line. And but hey, you know, more than coffee, more than cryptocurrency, more than cash or anything like that, I need follows, I need supporters, I need views. So please consider following on all the different. Please consider following on all the different platforms that I'm on. In terms of social media, like Twitter, Gab, Parler.com, Minds, Float.app, and all the video platforms that I stream on, that I'm streaming on right now, like Bitwave and Periscope and Twitch and YouTube, things of that nature. Just consider doing that. I also archive all my videos on BitChute, so you want to follow there as well. I started re-uploading old videos again, so little by little, I'm getting that up and running again. So, going back to here, I got a question in chat. Let's see. Do you think the COVID lockdown will get worse after the election? I really can't even begin to make predictions at this point. Hey, DoomTube, welcome to the stream. That's a good question. I think a lot of what happened with COVID is politically driven. And I think that if Trump is reelected, which all indications to me point to that he will, I think that things are going to get better and not worse. I think that there's going to be more reopening because you already have like a Governor DeSantis in Florida completely reopening Florida, saying there's no more lockdowns. So I do think that as the election is over, a lot of the political motivations behind why the lockdowns happen, yeah, it does depend on who wins. And I think if Trump wins, you're going to have less. I think if Biden wins, Biden has already said he wants to do a federal national lockdown. He wants to lock everything down. Simple. So I don't think it's going to be like Trump wins and immediately everything opens up completely. But I do think that if Trump wins, you're going to have more and more opening as time passes. That's really what it boils down to for me. A group of Puerto Ricans are white supremacists. I know, right? Go figure. So oh, you know, DoomTube, that's probably going to be the case there, because this is my speculation, and it's sheerly speculation. I admit that's speculation. I don't have any hard evidence of any of this. Yes, Abyss Boys disavow. Anyways, my speculation is this. Once the election happens, let's say Trump wins, I think that COVID is no longer a viable election point to make. The whole point of using COVID to try and make Trump look bad was to try and get him to lose the election. Simple. So I don't think that COVID is going to be the major topic du jour anymore once this happens. I think it's going to be just this process of reopening. And then on top of that, you have people like Pelosi and like Schiff who have said they want to try and impeach him again. So I have a feeling that they're going to try, you're going to get another whistleblower, you're going to get some other issue that's going to come up and they're going to try and impeach him again to try and get him out of office after he wins. That to me is what's going to happen. It's going to be just another fake scandal, another hoax, another bullcrap. But on the flip side, Trump doesn't have to worry about re-election anymore. He has final 4 years to do whatever he wants. And hopefully he'll have the Senate and hopefully he'll have the House. And I think that if that's the case, there's going to be a lot of changes that are made in these next 4 years in how our government works. And there's going to be some real draining of the swamp, hopefully. But we'll have to see. Because that's the thing that I've noticed about Trump that has frustrated me is there is a chance that he'll be a lame duck president. There is a chance of that, and I hope that that's not the case because I do feel that there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done to fix how things work in our government. So, to me, that's the biggest issue is that there were things that I feel he could have addressed sooner, but I also understand why maybe he's waiting for a second term to address them. So I hope that the Senate stays red, stays conservative and Republican. I hope that the House flips because Pelosi has done nothing but damage to this country in these past 3-4 years. And I do think that it's really time, and Trump already hinted at this actually. Trump hinted at it during the debate that he has evidence of all the stuff that people have done. He has all this evidence, and I think that he's waiting for the appropriate time to actually start acting on it, or the AG is waiting for the appropriate moment to act on it. So that's something that's very interesting to me. In fact, to me that was the highlight of the debate. To me, that was the biggest part of the debate. I want to see more of that. I want to see what he was talking about. I want to see what charges come through. I want to see what Barr is gonna do. I don't know about trust the plan or anything like that. I'm not a QAnon guy, but I can tell you this: if he says stuff like that, Trump usually, when he says stuff like that, there's substance behind it. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope that there's more to come out on that. I hope that there is action taken. So I do hope that some people are brought to justice. Not necessarily troll, Q6. Not necessarily, because if you're building a case, if you're building a case, it's not just a matter of sitting on evidence. It's a matter of, oh, hello, what happened? Did I just get something just happened on my stream and I missed the notification? What was that? I think that was a follow or something. Was that a subscription or something on a follow on YouTube? Dang nabbit, I missed the notification. I only heard it. Sorry, I should keep that sound on. I always do that. I always keep that muted. I shouldn't do that. Hold up. I lost my chat. What happened here? There you go. I got a super berry. Woohoo! Thank you. This is like Troy McClure in the telephone when the phone rings. What the hell was that? Yeah, my stream has a mind of its own. I have no idea. No, seriously though. Thank you for the support. No, but basically, all I can say is this. All I can say is this when it comes to what Trump was referring to. Hey, hetero alpha gods, shalom, my friend. Welcome to the stream. There's definitely evidence, and it's been building for a while. And I think that as evidence is building and more is getting declassified, I think that he has to sit on certain things because things are getting declassified and things are getting released into the wild here. So I don't radicalize. I rationalize. I don't. Well, I could monetize, I suppose. So the point is that it's a strategic thing. It's a strategic thing when it comes to this. Like, just look at what's been released. You have the entire FBI and the upper echelon of the CIA, of the FBI. You have people in the IRS. You have a bunch of politicians and diplomats that have worked on a silent coup. This isn't something that you can just go and arrest someone. You know, this isn't something that you can just go ahead and do that. Yeah, Comey is testifying. He already lied under oath. Why is he, like, what's the point of having him testify again?
The court was not told that it was funded by the DNC. That's one of the omissions that your FBI did repeatedly to the federal court. All right, another... Go ahead.
That's not what I just said. So...
What did you just say?
I said my recollection is the court was alerted that there was potential political bias in this reporting.
Political bias is different from saying it was funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign. You just testified to this committee. You were specifically aware of that, and yet you repeatedly did not inform the court of it when you were getting an order to essentially weaponize the Democratic opposition research. All right, next question. When did you learn that the primary subsource, so the basis for this garbage Steele dossier, was a suspected Russian asset?
I don't remember ever being informed of any prior investigation of any of Steele's sources, including the primary subsource.
So you're not aware of it today?
Oh, I'm aware of it today because I've read it in the public sphere, and I've read a summary memo that the Department of Justice sent to the Judiciary Committee.
I would note the primary subsource was subject to FBI investigation, a counterintelligence investigation from 2009 to 2011, and I will read some of what the investigation was. The primary subsource approached two individuals who were about to enter the Obama administration and indicated that if, quote, the two individuals at the table did get a job in the government and had access to classified information and wanted to make a little extra money, the primary subsource knew some people to whom they could speak, is trying to recruit spies against the U.S. government. You have a Russian agent that is the basis for an FBI investigation, and the FBI is the one who had investigated them. Your testimony is you didn't know. Did it occur to you to ask? Did you ask any questions or do any due diligence on this at all?
I don't remember anything about the facts that have been revealed recently about the subsource. And as I said earlier, I think that cuts both ways, but I don't know how the people running the investigation thought about it.
Well, you didn't tell the FISA court that either, and I suspect the FISA court would have had a very different assessment if you had told them that the basis for your application was what you were being told from a suspected Russian asset.
This is live. This is live. I just clicked on the link to check it out, and Cruz is just grilling Comey right now.
He asked you point blank, quote, have you ever been an anonymous source in news reports about matters relating to the Trump investigation or the Clinton investigation? You responded under oath, quote, never. He then asked you, quote, have you ever authorized someone else at the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports about the Trump investigation or the Clinton administration? You responded again under oath, no. Now, as you know, Mr. McCabe, who works for you, has publicly and repeatedly stated that he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal and that you were directly aware of it and that you directly authorized it. Now, what Mr. McCabe is saying and what you testified to this committee cannot both be true. One or the other is false. Who's telling the truth?
I can only speak to my testimony. I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave in May of 2017.
So your testimony is you've never authorized anyone to leak. And Mr. McCabe, if he says contrary, is not telling the truth. Is that correct?
Again, I'm not going to characterize Andy's testimony, but mine is the same today.
All right, I'm going to make a final point because my time has expired. This investigation of the president was corrupt. The FBI and the Department of Justice were politicized and weaponized. And in my opinion, there are only two possibilities: that you were deliberately corrupt or woefully incompetent. And I don't believe you were incompetent. This has done severe damage to the professionals and the honorable men and women at the FBI because law enforcement should not be used as a political weapon. And that is the legacy you've left.
Damn! Cruz ain't messing around! Whew, that was a hard burn. Yeah, I may be listening to this for the duration of while it lasts, so we can make some commentary on it tomorrow. I'm not gonna play this because I'm gonna have to end the stream here. I gotta go eat lunch. I gotta take care of a couple things. So no, I'm not Jewish. I'm Catholic. So the point is, the point is here that Comey did a horrible job. Comey did a horrible job as an FBI director, and I agree with Cruz that he's either willfully ignorant or he was deliberate in his actions, and I believe it's more willfully deliberate. Simple. I think that's really what it boils down to. Comey was directly responsible for weaponizing the FBI. So, we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm gonna listen to the rest of the testimony here. I want to hear more of it, and I want to see what the take is from the media, and if there's any interesting tidbits that come out of this. We'll listen to this. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm not going to do this on stream now because I do have to end the stream. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to just say that I really appreciate you guys here on Bitwave and all the other platforms that I'm on, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, DLive, and Float.app. I really appreciate the viewership and the support and everything like that. So I want to say thank you, and I'm going to sign off in my usual manner here. And it matters more now than ever. Remember, kids, don't be complacent. Go out there, vote, do what you got to do. We got to make sure that that we get Trump reelected. Simple. So here we go. We're gonna end the stream. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow it's gonna be an evening stream. It's gonna be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk. We're gonna shoot the breeze. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. So join me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Have a great day.